It's fitting that the 44th Division II National Championship game comes down to this. Two storied programs that have won 8 national titles between them, with 3 of those belonging to legendary Bobby Wallace, whose Lions ruled the mid-90s with back-to-back-to-back championships. Then came Mel Churchma and his Northwest Missouri State club that had a dominating 13-year run starting in '98 with 3 national titles and 7 championship game appearances. Now Adam Dorrell has this Northwest Missouri State team looking for their 3rd title in the last 4 years. It's been 25 years in the making to get the Bearcats and the Lions in the championship game. So sit back and enjoy North Alabama and Northwest Missouri State. And welcome to the Division II National Title Game presented by Northwestern Mutual. We are in Kansas City at Children's Mercy Park, where it is a blustery day. It is cold. It is nasty. It is snowing. As you see, it is -2 wind chill. And there is snow to the tune of about 2 inches on the field. It is going to be this way all afternoon. Matter of fact, wind chill will be in the teens by the time we are done. But hey, there's a national championship on the line today, and that's what we're here for. Dave Neal alongside college football analyst and ESPN's national recruiting director, Tom Luganville. And Tom, obviously, these are just some horrific conditions to play football in, but these guys are here to take home a trophy. At least one of these teams will walk out of here with a championship trophy today. But what does that do for these offenses, because they do possess some great defenses?
2 distinct areas. Number one, you've got to be able to protect the football, thus protecting field position. And that's going to be at a premium, because when you consider these 2 defenses, both of them come in as the top 2 scoring defenses in all of Division II football. They have completely been dominant from word go, and it's one of the reasons why the scores have been so dramatically different in relationship to each playoff round, seem to be more and more of a wide gap. So if you're going to be able to handle these conditions, you're going to have to somehow protect the football and get your offense more possessions.
Well, if you're these 2 teams, luckily that they have outstanding quarterbacks. Right. And these 2 guys don't have a lot of experience, but yet these are the guys that they rely on every single Saturday.
They certainly do, and both of them are first-year starters leading their respective teams to the national championship game here. Jacob Tucker for North Alabama, not only is he a focal point of this offense through the air, he's also the team's leading rusher. And Kyle Zimmerman, coming into this one banged up, had to leave the game a week ago, expected to go here today, brings 3,600 yards through the air. Might be tough sledding throwing the football, though, in these conditions.
We have got a couple of heavyweights. It's been a long time coming. Northwest Missouri State, North Alabama. Can't wait for it. Kickoff coming up next. Northwest Missouri State, North Alabama playing for the championship. Northwest Missouri State, your defending champs. Adam Dorrell's been here before. This was his pregame speech moments ago.
Guys, 1/11. You don't have to do any more than that. Nobody has to be special today. Do what your job is. That's it. If everybody does their job today, we're going to have a great day. And above all else, man, have fun today. Opportunities like this in your life, they don't come along that often. Watching your children get born, getting married, stuff like that, man. Throw a national championship on there, too. Yes, sir. I'm proud of you guys. It ain't going to be easy, but we're going to find a way to get it done. Yes, sir. Guys, there's power in the human spirit. I believe that. I know you do, too. Let's will this thing to victory. Let's go get it. Let's go.
Well, the Bearcats have a couple of those under Adam Dorrell. One guy that has 3 of those, Bobby Wallace, is alongside our sideline reporter today, Olivia Harlan.
Thank you, Coach. Obviously, weather a factor for both teams. Now that you've seen your team warm up, how will that affect how you call and manage this game?
I don't think it's going to change anything. It might affect our speed, and speed is our strong suit. But as long as the footing stays good, we got lucky with the wind. It's not too bad, so we got to look at the bright side of things.
Now, you've been on this stage 3 times before, but your team has not. What was your final message to them just now?
Well, just to play like we've been playing all year long. We've been consistent. It's a big game, but we got to do what we do and what we've been doing all year long.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
So Bobby Wallace and his Lions making the trek from Florence, Alabama. Matter of fact, Florence hosted the Division II National Championship game for 28 years. Now in the 3rd year here in Kansas City. at Children's Mercy Park. Last year it was this Northwest Missouri State team that won the championship. They're on a 29-game winning streak, the longest in college football. Better than a 25-game streak by the Alabama Crimson Tide. But it is just downright nasty.
This is football weather. And a year ago in this stadium for Northwest Missouri State, it was sunny, it was warm. Olivia was down there. She was enjoying the conditions. Completely different outlook here today for the next 4 quarters.
It is a short kick. Taken by Jackson. Breaks a tackle. Jamal Jackson out of bounds. Boy, it is going to be hard to see the yard line. The 17-yard return. And here comes this North Alabama offense led by Jacob Tucker, the senior out of Linden, Tennessee, a Harlan Hill finalist. The 4th quarterback in school history to rush for 1,000+ yards in his career. And also completes over 60% of his passes, and he is just a do-it-all competitor and plays the game like a linebacker.
Yeah, he certainly does. The coaches love his mentality. As we mentioned coming on air, not only do they get it done with a lot of consistency through the air, but he is their leading rusher. You stop Jacob Tucker if you're Northwest Missouri State on defense, you've got yourself an advantage.
The ball will sit just outside the 30-yard line. They'll swing it right away to Dre Hall, their leading receiver. He picks up his 76th catch of the year. Take a look at our impact players, and obviously Dre Hall will be one of those today, the junior from Columbia, Tennessee.
You see Dre Hall over 1,100 yards receiving on 75 receptions. And then defensively, Jacob Volstedt. Now you talk about a linebacker mentality. This guy plays the game the way you want it played. He is an absolute attacker.
Out of Iowa City, Iowa, it's Volstedt. Lions will run it near side. That'll be Damon Cox, the sophomore out of Germantown, Tennessee. He'll pick up 3. Edward Ritchie comes up to make the play from the secondary. Now you're looking at 3rd down and about 5 yards to go.
Dave, this is exactly where you want to be in these types of weather conditions. Right now, from a field position standpoint, you're 3rd and manageable. So that's exactly how you want this game to be played if you're the offensive coordinator here. Coach Stedman for North Alabama.
Ball's at about the 38.5-yard line. Pass is caught. 1st down for the Lions. It's Hagan Scott out of Hoover High School just outside of Birmingham. A pickup of 7. And the first conversion of the afternoon goes to the Lions.
Seeing a little pace, a little bit of tempo here from North Alabama. Again, field position, points going to come at a premium with these conditions. Good to get on the plus side of the field here shortly.
Little underneath tap pass to Dre Hall coming around the near side, and he'll pick up 3.5 as we take a look at how Northwest Missouri State, North Alabama plan for success, brought to you by Northwestern Mutual.
Well, if you're North Alabama on defense, you're going to want to load the box and force Northwest Missouri State to throw the football under these conditions. The best secondary in all Division II football is with North Alabama, so I think there's an advantage matchup there. If you're Northwest Missouri State, score in the kicking game. Come up with a way of getting some points on special teams. Both teams will have to handle the weather. Again, that's where field position comes in and protecting the football.
Injured Bearcat on that near sideline. Looks like it's Edward Ritchie, or I should say last weekend. Already lost 1 cornerback. Marcus Jones broke his ankle trying to pick off a pass.
This would be significant, Dave, when you consider losing already Marcus Jones, as you referenced. Edward Ritchie, 11 pass breakups on the year, 2 forced fumbles, 4 tackles for loss. He's been all over the field for this team and sets the edge in the run game. Take a look at his knee here. And he just bumps kneecaps there. You see with number 10, Dre Hall, the receiver, is again, he's setting the edge. Number 3, Edward Ritchie, right there, you can see their kneecaps pop.
Oh. So 2nd down now, and here goes Tucker. Off the right side, he'll pick up 4, and he'll move it across the midfield stripe into Bearcat territory.
I think if you're Northwest Missouri State, Dave, you sell out, you load the box, you stop the quarterback run. That's the first attempt we've seen from number 16, Jacob Tucker, here today. Force this North Alabama team to throw it to win.
3rd down and 2 now. From the Bearcat 47-yard line. Already 1 3rd down conversion on this drive for Bobby Wallace's club. Tucker looking for a seam. Nothing there, and he'll be thrown back for a loss. Cass Weidel, the senior, 2nd on the team in tackles. That's a 3-yard loss, and here comes the North Alabama punting unit.
And that's his 15th tackle for loss. If you see right here, he's going to come and he's just going to collapse the pocket on the inside again. Sell out. He does a nice job keeping that outside shoulder free, playing with good leverage, forcing the ball back inside. Nowhere for Jacob Tucker to go. That's what I mean about loading that box, not allowing the quarterback to beat you on the ground.
Blocked kick again. Another block kick by Northwest Missouri State. That is the 13th block kick of the season by the Bearcats. Kevin Berg was the one who got that one. His second block of the year.
Right, and the snap is botched there by the punter, Jeb Millender. And once this ball gets, there's no way to protect the punter. Now, we talked about the importance of the kicking game and how that affects field position. Important there for Northwest Missouri State.
Cameron Wilcox with the handoff. He's tripped up by Kyle Jackson, the strong safety, only a gain of 1. 13 block kicks. How about 22 over the last 2 years? Well, you asked Adam Dorrell about that, and he just lights up. And how much energy and time they spend on the kicking game. Little shovel pass underneath. That goes to Clayton Wilson, and he'll pick up a couple the hard way.
Well, I really like the setup of that play right there. You motion out 32, Jordan Grove. Looked like he might possibly throw the bubble screen, and then run the shovel underneath. Really nice design there for Northwest Missouri State.
Well, that's the safety, Kyle Jackson, who made the play a moment ago. He's down on the frozen turf. This is a grass field. It's supposed to have these heaters underneath this turf, but
I don't think the heaters are any match for what we're seeing today. Senior out of Madison, Alabama, 6'2", 205. This is, again, probably, I would argue, the most complete secondary, perimeter and on the inside at the 2 safety spots that you see in all Division II football. Great team speed. Oh, just takes a heel. Looks like one of the offensive linemen there.
Right in the area where you don't want to take a heel.
Exactly.
3rd down from the 37. Pass is caught, broken tackle. Dre Washington, he is hit. And a loose football. Still on the turf. Boy, North Alabama had a couple of chances to pick it up, but I believe Northwest Missouri State will retain possession, and that'll be a 1st down at the North Alabama 49-yard line.
It's a bit of a missed opportunity. You see the receiver eyes here. Number 1 catches the football and gets popped. Right there, that ball comes loose, but this is where it becomes difficult because you've got to recover the ball the proper way. If you're going to pounce on it, in these types of conditions, that ball is going to squirt out. It's going to be very difficult to recover. You've got to settle on that football in a fetal position and secure that ball. Missed opportunity for North Alabama on defense.
Gain of only 2. Well, Kyle Zimmerman, who got banged up in that last outing, trying to gut this one out. He wasn't just on an academic All-American team. He was the academic All-American of the year. That's how he handled his academics, and he will dump it off underneath. That goes to the tight end, Clayton Wilson. Let's go downstairs to Olivia.
Yeah, Dave, Kyle Zimmerman left their last game in the second quarter with a shoulder injury that was on his throwing arm. He's all padded up today, and Coach Dorrell said he's good as long as he doesn't take a big hit. He's a fifth-year senior who didn't get his first start, until this year. The Kansas City native was so desperate to play in his last game today, guys. Good to have him back.
You could almost assume that unless he was going to be in the hospital, he was going to be here today, suited up playing in this championship game. And it off the right side. That's Phil Jackson, the senior out of Carroll Stream, Illinois. He'll pick up a yard. Zimmerman last week completed 6 of 9 before the injury. And what a job that Jonathan Baker, along with Randy Schmidt, came in. They kind of went a dual attack. Baker kind of threw the ball a little bit more, but Schmidt came in, a wide receiver, and ran the Wildcat. And they were down 13-7 in that game and found a way to rally the troops. And Adam Dorrell said it was the gutsiest performance of the year by his club. So 4th and 1, and the Bearcats will punt it away. That will hit about the 17 and take a favorable Bearcat roll down to close to the 10-yard line. So a timeout here in Kansas City. Just over 8 minutes to go, opening quarter. Mercy Park here in Kansas City. It's basically the Snow Bowl at this point for the Division II National Championship. North Alabama, Northwest Missouri State, two of the premier programs, maybe the two premier programs in Division II football right now. 3 national titles for North Alabama, 5 for Northwestern State. You look at the playoff appearances and the playoff wins, nobody's won more playoff games than these two schools. 29 straight wins for the Bearcats, 35 playoff wins for North Alabama. On first down, Lions going up top. Taking a shot, Jacob Tucker looking for Julius Jones. Anthony Lane on the coverage. It'll be second down.
Anthony Lane, number 20, did a really nice job of staying tight onto the hip of number 5, Julius Jones. Just not a lot of space for that ball to be thrown in down the sideline. I like the play call, though, Dave. You get first down, you're backed up a little bit. Why not try and give yourself some breathing room? The expectation, because of the conditions, is that you're going to run it on early downs. I like that play call.
Ray Beasley will check into the backfield. Diminutive one at 5'7", 150 pounds. They'll play fake it to him. And Tucker trying to find some room. And again, is just swallowed up by the front 4 of that Northwest Missouri State defense. Caleb Mather will get the tackle behind the line, the second one today.
68, Caleb Mather, 73, Cass Whittle. Been very stout. There's nowhere to go. You see all the gap integrity there with those green jerseys. Really sound, technically sound football team on defense. Well coached. The best scoring defense in Division II college football.
Only giving up 12.5 points per game. On third down, they'll give it to Beasley, trying to get the edge. Makes a man miss, has a first down and a whole lot more, and will get out of bounds after a big gainer. That will get it near the 40-yard line. They'll spot it at the 39-yard line. Pierre will push him out of bounds, but a 29-yard pickup.
You take a look at Beasley here, 26, finally gets secure of the football. And then it's all about keeping your feet. Look at him. He's almost very, very careful and cautious. Very calculated footsteps there as we got a slick track. Northwest Missouri State struggling to keep their feet in pursuit.
So first down and 10 from the 39. Tucker will throw. Boy, nice grab by Dre Hall. That left hand just picked it out of midair. Jack Young pushes him out of bounds, but a gain of 8.
Number 10, Dre Hall. Bobby Wallace calls him the best wide receiver he's ever coached. And that's a long-standing, successful career. You see the one-handed grab, very difficult in these conditions because the colder it gets, the harder that ball becomes, and it also becomes more slick because it's so dry out there.
Second down, and let's call it 1.5 yards from the 49. Tucker. He'll be dropped back at the 44. Ben Spaeth, the junior defensive tackle, will get credit for that tackle behind the line.
Tell you one thing, Dave, you better bring your big boy pads today. This group in green now, they are coming after you and laying the hat. This is a swarming group, plays up tight to the line of scrimmage. You're going to have to earn every inch if you're North Alabama today on offense.
Third down and 6. So again, the Lion drive stalls near midfield. You surprised how much they're throwing the football in these conditions?
I am a little bit surprised, but I think a little bit of it has to do with testing to see what Jacob Tucker can handle. If he's comfortable doing it, I think it allows for this offense to avoid becoming one-dimensional throughout the day.
The last punt blocked. This one, the rugby-style kick, makes a North Alabama bounce all the way down to the 11-yard line. A 44-yard punt. So Northwest Missouri State back on offense when we return to Kansas City.
Football Championship is presented by Northwestern Mutual. Northwestern Mutual, we help you live life differently. And in part by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's.
Yesterday morning, players from both teams took time out of their schedule to spread a little holiday cheer at a couple of local Veteran Affairs medical centers. Student athletes spent time talking and sharing stories with the patients and their families. Also had a walk through here at Children's Mercy Park Stadium on a chilly afternoon as the temperatures began to drop yesterday. And they are bitterly cold this afternoon. Little tap pass underneath. That one goes to Shane Williams. Picks up 6. Matter of fact, North Alabama had 3 buses that were supposed to depart late last night with some students, but they canceled those. The bands were supposed to be here for both teams. They decided to cancel those. The instruments were going to be frozen. Thought it was in the best interest to keep them away from the stadium today. Wind chill will be down in the teens perhaps by the time we are finished today. Boy, a big collision as Phil Jackson and Darius Wright collide. That'll be a first down after a gain of 10. Boy, you could hear that collision all the way up here at our broadcast position.
Sure could. Darius Wright. He is a transfer for North Alabama on defense, and pads are popping. These are 2 very tough football teams, and you got to be tough to play in these conditions because it's not like these 2 teams have indoor facilities during the week.
Pass incomplete, trying to hit Cameron Wilcox. It'll be second down and 10.
First incompletion for Kyle Zimmerman there. You see the Harlan Hill finalist. Over 3,600 yards through the air.
So from the 28. It'll be second down and 10. Pass is caught by Jordan Grove. James Rivers runs him out of bounds. Pick up of 5, so third down and 5 coming up.
I've been impressed, Dave, with both of these teams' ability to throw the football. They haven't had to alter their game plans. They haven't become conservative. Both teams confident in their execution, the ability to just run their offense. It's going to come down to who protects the football, who makes the fewest errors given these weather conditions.
From the 34, 2 tight end look for the Bearcats. Zimmerman will throw. Looking to throw anyway, and now we'll try to run for it, and it's pushed out of bounds. Let's see where they spot that. About a yard shy of the line to make. Darius Wright chasing him out of bounds. Wright, the transfer from East Carolina, with great speed.
Really nice job against the bunch formation for North Alabama. You see everybody's covered up in the secondary. A smart job by quarterback Kyle Zimmerman, but that's that team speed as well from Darius Wright, number 11, the linebacker, running down Zimmerman prior to the yard to gain.
Matt Thorman will punt it away. Wobbly kick. Taken by Filbert Marshall. 31-yard kick, 2-yard return, timeout on the field. 3:55 to go in the opening quarter. We're scoreless here in Kansas City. Stadium right there might be that heater. Matter of fact, it is the heater. As we're scoreless on a cold day in Kansas City, Dave Neal alongside Tom Luganville, former quarterback in his college days. And Luke, you and I were talking on the way over here today. I was asking about the conditions, and you said a lot of people think of the wet football as the most difficult thing to handle. You said not necessarily the case.
I don't think so. I really believe that the colder it gets, the harder the ball gets. And snow's not necessarily wet, so the ball, surprisingly, gets really, really slick because it's dry. Find yourself, licking your fingers. By the time you get it back down, it's so cold out there, it's dried up. So to be able to throw the football with the palm without gloves, difficult to do, and neither of these quarterbacks are wearing gloves today.
They'll throw it on first down. Pass is caught. Julius Jones with a first down for North Alabama. That'll be a gain of 15 right at the 49, about a yard shy of the midfield stripe. Boy, it is hard to see where they are on this video. There are no markings anywhere. Tucker will throw it again. Pocket stays clean, and he underthrows that one. Jacob Thomas, the intended receiver. You said one of your last games in college was in Montana.
Mm-hmm.
Was it this cold?
It was this cold, but it was more icy, and Montana's team came out without cleats. And we're in pregame warm. We're all looking over there going, what are they doing? Not one of them fell down, and we were falling all over ourselves. I've never seen that before, and I've never seen it since. Those guys, we were like elephants on ice, and they looked like figure skaters. It was unbelievable.
Second down and 10 from the 49. Three receivers to the far side. Tucker coming near side with it, and that pass almost caught. Circus catch by Jones, but dropped. Coverage by Pierre. That'll be third down and 10.
No, those are the types of plays that you like to be able to make. Get one of them. Just one big play there from Julius Jones, because now you've at least found yourself with Pierre 14 on the coverage, making a play as that ball hung up, but you'd at least find yourself in somewhat of a manageable, potentially makeable field goal opportunity, as points are obviously going to come into premium.
North Alabama, 2 out of 4 on third downs this afternoon. And Tucker dropped again. A big loss. Grunlow, Weidel combined for the sack. A loss of 8.
See both of the defensive ends here on the edge. Weidel 73 on your left right there. Both of them are the best edge rushers Northwest Missouri State has. Great with their hands. You see the pursuit, collapse the pocket. There's nowhere for quarterback Jacob Tucker to go with the football, and he struggles again with seeing the field. 92-73, tackles for loss, sack leaders for the Bearcats.
Loose football, who's got it? And the scrum begins. They'll say Northwest Missouri State will have it at about the 22-yard line.
Got to secure the football, and then fortunately, because I think, as you see Foster, number 18 there for Northwest Missouri State, trying to secure and field that punt, but I believe in this particular instance, the snow helped them. Kind of slowed down the ball from rolling across the field.
So from the 23, Bearcats will work out of that pistol. Hand it off to Phil Jackson. He'll pick up 3 off the left side. Phil Jackson, his brother Justin, running back for Northwestern.
A really good player. Saw Northwestern this year, and he's expected to be here in attendance to support his brother here today.
Northwestern in the Pinstripe Bowl. So from the 26, it'll be second down at about 6.5. Here goes Randy Schmidt, the former high school quarterback. Pressure Came from E.J. Parnell. Well, don't forget, we've got Youngstown State taking on Eastern Michigan tonight at 6:30 Eastern Time on ESPNU. The winner will take on James Madison at the FCS Championship game at Toyota Stadium in Frisco, Texas on January 7th at noon Eastern Time. You can get more on that game at ncaa.com. So 3rd down and 6 coming up. Just under 2 minutes to go. Pass caught on the far side by Jordan Bishop. He'll be shy of the line to make by a couple of yards. So another punting situation.
Jamal Jackson, number 3 on the coverage there. Again, the team speed of this secondary. Look at the close on the football and the quick out route here. Quickly pushes the receiver out of bounds, and as he's bobbling the football, not enough to get past the yard marker. And again, backed up with another punt for the Bearcats.
You're talking about a Northwest Missouri State team that came in averaging over 46 points a game, 2nd in Division II. Boy, a great kick. And that one is bobbled, but picked up by North Alabama.
It's like Maurice Carnell with the recovery and does a terrific job of properly recovering the fumble. Watch him come in and slide into it. That way the ball doesn't pop out on you. These two teams, Dave, are playing with fire. We've seen this twice now from Northwest Missouri State. We've covered both, and now we've seen it here with North Alabama. Oh.
I mean, it's just got to be miserable out there to try to play in these conditions.
I know Olivia's loving it.
Yeah, we haven't heard from her in a while. How do we know? She may have called it a day by now. 1st down and 10. Here's Tucker. He's got nowhere to go. Boy, they have been all over him. No room to run for Mr. Tucker. He'll lose 4. Jared Bishop. That's 5 tackles behind the line today for this Bearcat defense.
Yeah, they have been so sound at the point of attack. They protect the interior of the defense, and then when you try to bounce the ball outside, they spill it, maintain leverage on the football. Again, the team speed between these two teams superior to the rest of Division II football.
Ball sits at the 22-yard line. Some nifty running from Ray Beasley. Gain of 3. Well, we have found Olivia. Olivia, how is it down there?
Well, Dave, it's very cold, but it was not a good scene on the Northwest Missouri State sideline as cornerback Edward Ritchie went into the locker room on a wheelchair with a brace on his right knee, tears in his eyes. He will not return. Tom, like you said, big loss for the secondary. They're already playing without Marcus Jones, their other corner.
Well, that is back-to-back games where they lose a corner. Here's Tucker. Trying to break free, has a little bit of running room, gets a nice block out on the far side by Jacob Thomas, allows him to pick up 14 and the 1st down.
That's just a tremendous individual effort on behalf of Jacob Tucker, and he's able to evade, again, penetration in the backfield and make something out of nothing, pull a rabbit out of the hat, outruns number 73, Cass Vidal, number 13, the receiver Jacob Thomas, lends a hand at the block downfield and convert on downs.
Lions get it to the 40-yard line. Trying to come near side. Pass is caught. Reception made by Dre Hall. They will spot it in Bearcat territory. A 24-yard pickup.
Look at this focus down the sideline. Give your receiver a chance. Dre Hall, number 10, secures the ball over Anthony Lane. Number 20, your defensive secondary player. It's got pretty good position. That's just a great individual effort. And I agree with Coach Bobby Wallace. I'm going to reiterate it. This kid is special. He's made a one-handed grab today and a great reception on the 50-50 ball there.
Ball's at the 36-yard line. Tucker slings it out to Thomas. He dives for the 1st down line. He'll be very close. That'll be 9.5, 10 yards. Let's see if they can get enough for the 1st down, but that is the Last play of the first quarter. North Alabama is driving. It is a winter wonderland here in Kansas City for the Division II National Championship. Scoreless after 15 minutes. It have been crisp in terms of their football play all season long. Have had their miscues today, and certainly the conditions have played a big part of that. And it started with a block punt early, and then the kicking game in general has been a problem for both these teams.
Well, it certainly has, Dave. And this you expect. This is a coach's worst nightmare. You want to protect the football. You want to gain an advantage in field position. Both these teams playing with fire. It hasn't jumped up and bit anybody yet, but it's only a matter of time if this keeps up.
North Alabama driving here to start the second quarter. They will dump it off near side. That goes to Ryan Harper, and he is inside the 10, down to the 6-yard line. So the fullback getting some work. And it'll be 1st and goal, North Alabama. Lions quickly to the line. Tucker running right side. Gets a couple of blocks, but met in the hole by Volstead. His 131st tackle of the year.
24 tackles for loss. And this guy is all over the field. Great pursuer of the football. Knows how to sift through the trash. Takes on blocks. Great motor from a linebacker position. He's got all the toughness that you want to have. He kind of embodies what this entire football team's all about.
2nd and goal from the 5. Tucker looking to throw. Boy, he had his fullback wide open on the other side, and that one is picked off in the end zone. Jack Young with the interception. His 7th pick of the season, 13th of his career.
Jacob Tucker initially went right and then came back left. He should have started left because he had a 3-receiver combination to the field side, and so now he's late. He's looking for something. You can't throw the ball across the middle or late back across your body, particularly in the red area. It's situational football. You've got weather conditions like this. Field position is in your advantage, and you lose possession of the football in an ill-advised throw.
Wow. 2nd and goal from the 5. Tucker throws the pick. His 11th interception of the year. And that'll set Northwest Missouri State up at the 20-yard line. Best drive of the game for either club. Zimmerman now. He wants to throw it. That pass is caught. That'll be just shy of the first down. Pickup of 9.
This is Kyle Zimmerman making a play low into the outside. We're only his target. Jordan Grove, 32, 55th reception on the year. Only he can get to that football. Very safe throw. I'm going to circle that interception from Jacob Tucker in North Alabama, Dave, as this game goes down late into the second half to see if it makes an impact on that turnover.
On 2nd and 1, handoff goes to Wilcox. First down, Bearcats picks up 8.
Off the turnover, 2 big plays on the first 2 offensive downs for Northwest Missouri State. Now you've got yourself out of a hole on offense. You've avoided possibly being scored on, and you've regained a momentum advantage for the Bearcats here.
Zimmerman coming near side. He'll try to get out of bounds as quickly as possible with that bad shoulder. He'll pick up 6. And we'll live to see another down.
Chris Wills, defensive coordinator, has such confidence in his secondary at North Alabama. You're going to see a lot of 3-man fronts. I feel like they've got an active group up front, but that can handle things on the back end. even if they don't get great pass rush, as you saw right there. Good coverage scramble for Kyle Zimmerman.
Zimmerman. Incomplete. Third down and 4 coming up.
Again, Dave, there's nowhere to go with the football. Everybody's covered down on the perimeter. When you feel that comfortable, as you see Adam Dorrell, the head coach at Northwest Missouri State, trying to come up with some answers offensively. You feel that comfortable with your secondary to rush 3 or 4. You've got a pretty good unit on your hands on defense in North Alabama.
On third down. Incomplete, right through the hands of Jordan Grove. That ball had a little heat on it. And here comes the punting team again for Northwest Missouri State.
Ball intended there for 32. Jordan Grove did have some heat on it, Dave. You were right.
Thorman will punt it again. Good clean snap. Good high kick. Fair catch called for and taken at the 21-yard line. A 36-yard punt. Well, the last time that Jacob Tucker was on the field, it was second goal from the 5. He threw an interception. He'll have a chance to redeem himself when we come back. There's the legend Bobby Wallace, his second tenure as the North Alabama head football coach. Was there from 88 to 97, and that run captured 3 national titles, 93, 94, and 95. Went off and coached West Alabama for a few years, and also had some time at Temple from 98 to 05, and then made his way back to North Alabama. Been there since 2012, has gone 44-14 in his 3 national championships, of course, tied for the most in Division II. He has seen a lot of football. 28 years overall as a head coach, mentored by the legendary Pat Dye, former Auburn head coach. Incomplete. Looking for Jacob Thomas.
No, I'm not so sure, and Dave, you mentioned this in our last break, that both teams aren't throwing the football maybe a little bit too much, especially with North Alabama and their inability for the most part to be able to hold up in pass protection as well as they'd like to this point.
Second down and 10 from the 21. Tucker trying to find a little bit of room to run. Hit first by Volstead. Pickup of 7. That's probably the best run of the day by Jacob Tucker.
Good block by number 5, Julius Jones, on the perimeter as a receiver, doing a nice job allowing that little alley there for Tucker to dip under. Very well done.
I think that's the first flag of the game.
Holding. Offense. From 75. 10-yard penalty. Repeat. First down.
Stephen Evans whistled for that, flagged for that violation.
See the left tackle right here. It's our first flag of the game. Initially, he's fine with everything he's doing, but the moment you see that jersey pull away, as that defender is attempting to get to the ball carrier.
Tucker trying to get the edge and not a whole lot of room to run.
That's a killer penalty, Dave, because now you're really backed up. Snow's really starting to come down, and you can force a punt here. If you're Northwest Missouri State on defense, you're going to be in great shape offensively.
And you've already blocked 1 punt today. And of course, handling the football anytime it's in the air is going to be a difficult situation. So from the 16, it is third down and 16. $11:27 to go here in the second quarter. Inside handoff. Damon Cox bounces off a couple of defenders, picks up 3. Weidel and Bishop combine on the stop. And remember, with this Northwest Missouri State, 13 block kicks on the year. Best in Division II football.
Dave, I would expect him to come after this a little bit. Let's see what type of spread punt formation North Alabama goes into here, but you've got to come up with a way of getting points. This may be one of your better opportunities of the game.
Low line drive kick. And it'll be down around the 45-yard line. 36-yard punt. Northwest Missouri State, North Alabama playing for the championship, scoreless. Northwest Missouri State, North Alabama scoreless in just horrific conditions here in Kansas City. We thought we'd have about 2 inches of snow, but this may be 3 or 4 by the time we're done today. Wind chills -2 when we started, probably going to be somewhere around -10 when we finish, but Adam Dorrell trying to claim his 3rd national championship. His ball club has possession, first down and 10 after that drop. Took over for Mel Churchma, who won 3 national championships in his own right at Northwest Missouri State. Former offensive lineman, All-American. Stayed on with this organization and eventually became the head coach when Coach Churchma became athletic director, and has a great story of a family tree that's involved with Northwest Missouri State football as well. Zimmerman over the middle, that pass is incomplete. But Coach Dorrell's great-grandfather, Ross Alexander Scott, played on the 1908 Northwest Missouri State football team, then called the 5th District Normal School. His great-uncle also played for Northwest Missouri State in the 40s. I mean, it's just an incredible run by his family through this Bearcat football. And it's culminated with national championships. Incomplete on 3rd and 10.
Well, you know, when you have such a huge level of success as a program, whether it was under Mel Churchma or now Dorrell, you want to dance with who brung you. There's an understanding of that culture and the blueprint that has been laid down and how to execute it. What is the nature and the identity of your program? And it can be very easy to continue to lean on somebody within your program to take the reins. They've done that and obviously made the right choice.
End over end kick. Gilbert Marshall will take it. He is tackled at about the 23-yard line after a 37-yard punt. Well, it's a big week 15 in the NFL, so be sure to kick it off with us right here on ESPN at 10 a.m. Eastern. NFL Insiders Sunday edition. Trey Wingo, Adam Schefter, Lewis Riddick, and Mark Dominic with all the early breaking stories and injury news. Then at 11, Sunday NFL Countdown with Boomer and the boys, along with Wendy Nix, take you right up to kickoff. Also streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN.
So far here today, Dave, 9 punts, 1 interception between these two teams. Red zone interception coming from North Alabama earlier in the quarter.
Tucker, tight spiral, coming near side. Looking for Dre Hall, knocked away, had single coverage. Well done by Jack Young, who had that interception in the end zone.
This is actually an exceptionally well-thrown football on the back shoulder. Watch where this ball's placed, and that's the one ball that he has not caught today. We've seen Dre Hall with a one-handed catch, a big reception on a contested matchup down the sideline. That would have been one of the easier receptions, if you will, by Dre Hall's standards.
That ball incomplete. Cass Weidel ran right into Tucker. I don't think Tucker saw Weidel.
I don't think he did either in any way, shape, or form. You've got your end over here on the left side, and you've got Cass Weidel there, and he just jumps over the back, and you never want to set your back in protection over the defensive end. But then Volstedt, 43, the linebacker, thinks he scoops himself one up. And again, another opportunity, 3rd and 10 now. If you're Northwest Missouri State, you can force a punt. I think you've got to come after one here.
North Alabama. First charge time out of the half.
Well, that is 6 tackles for loss today by Northwest Missouri State. Cass Weidel has 3 of those. He just blew that play up, forced an incomplete pass. That could have been picked off.
You just can't set a back the size of Ray Beasley over Cass Weidel, 73, who's 6'4", 273 pounds, and expect him to hold up. And I really believe Jacob Tucker, the quarterback there, he's got to have some awareness of that matchup and protect himself. Know where he is vulnerable right there. 6 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 1.5 sacks, and 2 pressures so far today for that man right there, 73, Cass Weidel.
And he's having to go at it with his partner on the other end, Colin Bevins, who is their school record holder for sacks and tackles for loss. The senior out of Creston, Iowa, is playing on a bum ankle. Those 2 bookend defensive ends have been just dominating oppositions, but Weidel, the healthy one of the 2. Tucker breaks a tackle but can't break the second one, is thrown to the ground after he picks up a yard.
Tell you, Dave, if I'm Northwest Missouri State, I'm coming after this punt, and I don't care if I rough them. I really don't, because the way that this defense for Northwest Missouri State is playing right now, you've got a field position advantage. North Alabama cannot move the football, can't even approach midfield. Take the risk here. It may result in a recovery, may result in points. Worst case scenario, you get a fresh set of downs for an offense that can't move the ball.
Fielded by Jack Young. Northwest Missouri State will have it at the 45-yard line. Scoreless here in the second quarter. Good look at Children's Mercy Park here in Kansas City. Division II National Championship game. Olivia Harlan down on the sidelines. And Olivia, it is just getting worse and worse by the minute, I assume, down there.
Yeah, Dave, it is cold and very snowy. This water bottle is almost frozen. You can see my breath. And both sidelines are trying to accommodate, though, the players huddled around all of the heaters. The Northwest Missouri State sideline has hot chocolate for their guys. The past couple weeks, though, they've had chicken broth, just something to put in the stomach. And North Alabama head coach Bobby Wallace said a lot of his guys are hunters and are used to this weather anyways. Back to you guys.
Yeah, that was interesting. The last thing he said to us, we got some deer hunters. We should be all right.
I'll tell you one thing. That's the next set of sideline attire I'm getting going forward. I don't have myself a fuzzy hood like that.
Now look at her. She's from Kansas City.
Yeah.
I mean, she spent a lot of time in Green Bay and in Kansas City. So if there's anybody that knows how to dress for this weather,
well, if there's anybody
Olivia
that knows how she's feeling right now,
right.
I can assure you it's me.
Yeah, Mr. Sideline.
Yeah.
If there's bad weather,
I bring it.
Jamie up down there as well. He's lathered in whale fat today. Zimmerman going up top. That ball is intercepted. Filbert Marshall, the senior out of Mobile, with the pick on the far sideline.
It's a 7th interception, Dave. And the defensive coordinator, Chris Willis at North Alabama, raves about this young man. He said he's the best cover corner that he's coached in his tenure, and he's been at North Alabama in a long time. The ball's intended for number 80, Shane Williams, and that's just a matter of making a play on the 50-50 ball. You hear coaches talk about that all the time. The ball's going to be thrown up. Who's in position to make a play? And when you have the opportunity, do you come down with the football? Look at that, 23 interceptions this season for this defense, and that's one of the reasons why this defense feels so comfortable rushing 3 or 4 and not having to apply a lot of pressure.
That is his 7th pick of the year, his 16th of his career, 3rd all-time at North Alabama. And as you mentioned, the coaches say pound for pound, the best they have coached. So each team with an interception from the 20-yard line. Lions will have the football. Ray Beasley back in at running back for North Alabama. He'll get the handoff here. Makes a man miss, but can't make the second one.
Right now, Dave, number 73, Cass Waddle, we've mentioned his name an awful lot. He's unblockable right now within this defensive front. See him with the inside move here on Jordan Soders, the offensive tackle, on the right side of your screen. He just absolutely puts the inside move on him. And this is very difficult to get back to the line of scrimmage when you don't control the point of attack within your offensive line.
From the 17 after the 3-yard loss, Tucker overthrows Dre Hall. Boy, 7 tackles behind the line, and 4 of those have come from 73 in green. That man, Cass Waddle.
Well, that time he introduced his face mask right to the chest of Jacob Tucker, the quarterback. As you see the snow continuing to come down, windy. This, you know what? Just by the look of Cass Waddle, Dave, this is his type of game.
Oh yeah.
I think he woke up this morning and said, "I don't think I'm wearing sleeves today."
Out of Carroll, Iowa. Down the middle. Boy, it looked like there might have been a hold on the jersey of Jacob Thomas. There is no flag. Thomas thought he was held. Tucker thought he was held.
6 straight incompletions now for the North Alabama offense, and I'm going to say it again. If you're Northwest Missouri State, come after this punt. North Alabama cannot move the football. Nobody has put themselves in scoring position with either offense. This is your opportunity. If you rough them, so be it.
A little bit more aggressive, and there they came after him, and there is a flag.
And that's fine, Dave. It really is.
Shane Williams is the man that will be flagged for running into the kicker.
See what this will be, a roughing call or a running into the kicker call?
It was 4th and 14.
Running into the kicker, defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 4th down.
And I do it again, Dave.
Yep.
I would do it again.
Yep.
You come after the punter here, and you got 1.5 men unblocked. That's just a miss of taking the ball off the toe.
Oh, yeah, they just missed that.
Just missed that right there, number 80, Shane Williams. Now listen, North Alabama cannot move the football. They haven't crossed their own 30-yard line in the last 4 drives. Do it exactly again. Take the ball away here. Give yourself a chance to get some points. If you rough them, you rough them.
And the ball will settle at around the 37.5, 38-yard line, a 41-yard kick. Nice job by North Alabama to get rid of that one. 7:17 to go before halftime. Now we've got one more college football bowl game for you tonight on ESPN at 9 o'clock Eastern with quarterback Nick Mullins leading Southern Miss against Louisiana Lafayette in the R+L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. It can also be seen on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. If you haven't had a chance to see Nick Mullins.
Good to have him back for this team.
Yes.
This team was minus 19 in turnover margin. They should have been a much better team than their record.
Gain of 5, but Nick Mullins is some kind of player. Look at his career numbers, folks. 85 touchdowns.
Wow. beats Louisiana Tech at the end of the year there for Conference USA and cost Louisiana Tech the opportunity to host the Conference USA championship game. Good for the Eagles to have Mullins back.
2nd down and 5. Zimmerman, he's going up top. He was looking for Jordan Bishop. You know, this Northwest Missouri State going without 2 of their better receivers, George Seal and Sean Bain, both guys injured and not participating today.
And that was a really well thrown ball. I would have liked to have seen 2 hands get on that football. Jordan Bishop, the wide receiver down the sideline. Maurice Carnell, number 4, secondary player, but was not in great position. Another 3rd down here for you, Dave.
From the 43-yard line, it's 3rd down and 5. Zimmerman. And that one's incomplete. No flags.
Jamal Jackson again. Really nice job on number 80, Shane Williams, and that's just man meeting ball. Making a play, getting your hand in there late. Well, this secondary, can't say enough, and we've said it all throughout this first half. Really, really good and confident.
Filbert Marshall back to return this punt. Good high kick. And that one will be downed around the 21-yard line after a 35-yard punt. Cass Weidels had some kind of day. He has been disruptive, which might be the understatement of the afternoon.
Boy, he certainly has. He's essentially been unblockable, not just on passing situations. He's completely controlled the line of scrimmage, 7 tackles, 2 pressures, and 1.5 sacks. But it's then his tackles for loss that have put North Alabama in a lot of 3rd and long situations, and they've already been backed up at a field position disadvantage. A lot of the credit of this defense goes to Weidel and that front for the Bearcats.
Damon Cox in at running back. He'll get the handoff. Another tackle behind the line and a loose football. I think Tucker fell on it. It'll be 2nd down.
We've had a lot of this today in relationship to the ball being on the ground, but we have not yet one time has one resulted in an actual turnover. This would have been catastrophic for North Alabama given their current state of field position.
A loss of 4. Tucker. He'll get it close to the original line of scrimmage after a pickup of 5. You're looking at the best defense, the 2 best defenses in Division II football. Northwest Missouri State, the best, and they were the best a year ago. Throw in these conditions, and you can understand why we're scoreless. 3rd down and 10 from the 21. Tucker. That pass is batted away at the last moment. Nice job in the secondary from Kevin Berg. The senior out of Kansas City coming back home, making a play.
That Berg coming out of his safety position, undercuts this throw. Great timing, meeting the football. Number 14, Hagen Scott, the intended target on the comeback route. Guess what I'm going to say, Dave?
Try to block this punt.
Yes, please. Come after this
Worst
punt.
case scenario is
the offense still hasn't passed their own 3rd.
Oh, almost got it again. Jack Young falls on the football around the 44-yard line. ESPN's coverage continues with the FCS Championship on January 7th. For more information, go to ncaa.com, the official online home for all 90 championships. By the way, how about James Madison last night taking down North Dakota State, their 5-year run.
Boy, came after him on defense.
Yeah.
Really got after him.
Impressive victory at the Fargo Dome last night. "15 straight incompletions combined between these two teams, so they'll go on the ground, and that's an 8.5, give them 9-yard pickup by Phil Jackson.
If I'm Northwest Missouri State here on offense, I run the ball and I tempo. Run the ball and tempo. 2 plays at a time, no matter what happens, get on the line of scrimmage and run the football. Get North Alabama to have to line up correctly and execute.
From the 48 now. Here goes Randy Schmidt. He's into Lion territory, picks up 11. He'll have it inside the 40, down to around the 38-yard line, and a fresh set of downs.
Randy Schmidt, number 12, normally a receiver, filled in last week when Kyle Zimmerman went down. He's recruited as a quarterback to this program, so when you do have an injury, that just shows to the depth that Northwest Missouri State's got on this football team to recover.
Schmidt, underhand toss to the right side. That one goes to Cameron Wilcox. And he'll pick up 5, maybe 6.
Dave, right now Adam Dorrell is telling his offensive coordinator, Charlie Floor, I don't care what your call sheet says, run the football. We've got to get ourselves in a position that if we don't score a touchdown, we come away with an opportunity to get 3 points, because we have North Alabama pegged with our defense right now.
2nd down and 4 from the 32-yard line. A couple of yards for Wilcox. I mean, it is just...
It's actually snowing in our booth. The snow is coming into our booth.
It is... it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Third down and 2 from the 30. They'll stay with Schmidt. He'll keep it, has some room. And Schmidt inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. He'll pick up 17 yards. James Rivers runs him out of bounds.
This is a really good call. They were going to run that little shovel pass we saw in the first quarter. Schmidt just takes it on his own. And that's the value of having a former quarterback who's a great athlete that you move to wide receiver. Now you get that team speed back at the Wildcat quarterback position when he's in the football game.
He rushed for 71 yards last week on 13 carries. Little tap pass underneath. That one goes to Williams. Williams tries to cut it back, gets it down to about the 12. 2 yards on the carry. Johnny Anderson with the tackle.
This is where your leaders on offense have got to continue to impart the magnitude of the situation here upon your football team. Look at where we are. Look at what it's taken us to get here. We have to come away with points the way this football game and these weather conditions have played out.
2nd down. I gave him a yard on that last carry, so 2nd down and 9. Nice little fake. Big hit on Schmidt. He picks up 3. Boy, 3rd down coming up. 3rd and 3.
I would continue with the quarterback runs and some eye candy and misdirection in the backfield, and then get downhill. Where they've had success is when you're seeing a little bit of the misdirection with the H-back Jordan Groves, the tailback Jackson, but the quarterback ends up taking it up between the tackles either on counter or power.
Schmidt, underhand toss, back to the inside. Touchdown, Jordan Grove.
Here's that shovel pass look again. You pull the offside guard and really well executed that time by Schmidt because he wanted, watch him real quick here. Then he just at the last second pulls up and he kind of shovel passes it up to Jordan Groves. It's his 56th reception. He's listed as a running back, but he's a jack of all trades for this offense.
And the point after is good. That drive went 8 plays, 57 yards. 7 runs, and the one little shovel pass is all they needed for the first score of the game. But nothing, Northwest Missouri State trying to defend their championship from a year ago. 58 seconds to go before halftime over North Alabama. On a bitterly cold and windy, snowy afternoon in Kansas City.
I don't think the heavy stuff's coming down for quite a while, Dave.
We're just getting started, literally. It is getting worse.
My broadcast partner is very, very upset about the lack of visual yard line numbers.
You can't see anything.
Olivia, get your broom out, please.
It is a short kick. North Alabama will have it. Let's go back to that touchdown.
Yeah, it's really well designed. They do a nice job, and it's the action. So here's your quarterback, here's your tailback, and when he widens out here, watch what it does to number 20 and number 7 for North Alabama to allow for this to come right around, and the influence and the conflict of assignment at the quarterback and the offset back puts you in defensively, allows that ball to be tucked under there to grow very well executed and a safe play. The ball's incomplete, no big deal if Jordan Grove can't handle it and you play the next down. So I like the call there by Chris Flohr, the offensive coordinator, or Charlie Flohr, excuse me.
So from the 36-yard line, take a second off the clock, and they do so. 57 seconds should be on the clock.
This is the best field position North Alabama has had, Dave, in 7 straight series.
Since they threw the interception.
Correct.
On the second goal from the 5-yard line. Tucker lofts it up. There may be a flag on that. There will be a flag. Looking for Dre Hall. He was held by Kevin Berg.
There should definitely be a flag there, but there's no way that ball was even close to being catchable. With Berg, number 6, on the coverage, you're going to see number 10, Dre Hall.
Pass interference. Defense, number 6. 15-yard penalty. Previous spot, automatic, first down.
Interesting, they called pass interference there, not defensive holding. Giving Kevin Berg and the interaction there between number 6 and number 10, Dre Hall. But right now, this North Alabama offense will take any yards they can get, however they can get them.
That'll move it to the 49-yard line of Northwest Missouri State. Tucker coming near side, lofted up in the air. Looking for Jones. They'll say he'll have the catch right at the 20-yard line. So with 42 seconds left, a 29-yard pickup.
Well, throwing the ball to Jones over the shoulder, and these officials are doing a nice job. This Pierre, number 14, doesn't have terrible position there. These officials are doing a nice job of keeping their alignment with the sideline. As we've talked about, Dave, you can't tell where the sideline is.
Tucker on the move. Well, that pass hit Jones right in the shoulder pad. Hey, coming up at halftime, we'll check in with Chris Cotter, Joey Galloway, and Danny Cannell in the studio. They'll be talking about Bowl Mania as it begins. Vegas, baby, Las Vegas Bowl highlights, and of course the latest with the Minnesota Gopher football team. But here we've got 36 seconds to go in a 7-0 game. Bearcats leading the Lions in the Division II national title game from the 20-yard line. It's 2nd down and 10. Tucker sees a little hole. He's to the 10. He's to the 5. They will spot him at the 4-yard line or close to it. Jacob Volstead will pick up the tackle, but a gain of 16. That'll stop the clock with 25 seconds to go.
North Alabama's going to use a timeout here. 25 seconds to go. Weren't able to get a playoff there. See the middle linebacker, Volstead, 43 in the middle of the field. He's spying, checking him out. You've got to account for the quarterback's ability to run, but really good job by Jacob Tucker. North Alabama quarterback kind of getting slippery in between those inline creases, and 43 loses sight of him.
Well, you see the guys at the blowers clearing that goal line off. Tell you what, it has just been a miserable afternoon. The temperatures have dipped down into the teens. Actually, it's closing in on about 10 degrees here, but the wind has just been howling. Wind chill when we started was at -2.
Look at Bobby Wallace there.
It's now at -5. And it's dropping by the minutes. North Alabama not feeling much of it right now. First and goal from the 4, 25 seconds to play. One timeout left for North Alabama before halftime. And Northwest Missouri State will take a timeout.
Timeout. Northwest Missouri. Charge timeout of the half.
Well, Dave, if you look at the situation that this offense is in. They blew an opportunity the last time they were down here, turned the football over, and now they're going to have to deal with the same situation, but also some clock management here too.
This is a team, this North Alabama team has had some remarkable success offensively. 6 times they have scored in the final 2 minutes going into halftime this year. And 9 times they have scored coming out of the locker room.
Right.
Which has been the difference in a lot of their football games this year. And they're knocking on the door of doing it again.
Well, when you consider going in and scoring, you now regain momentum and you go into the locker room with confidence. Then you come out and you've proven you've made the necessary adjustments to be productive in your first stanza.
First and goal. That ball was almost picked off. Dre Hall was the intended receiver, went right through his hands.
Well, that's twice now for number 10, who was so good in the first quarter, making some difficult grabs, and he's had 2. He's had 2, as you're going to see him on the outside come here on the underneath slant. You got to catch that football. Anthony Lane, number 20, the corner in position, but that should have been a catch.
Tucker. Pump fakes, and he'll step out of bounds. There's Volstead. You know what his job is today, and that is just shadow 16.
Shadow 16. When you've rushed for 900 yards at the quarterback position, you got to account for the quarterback, whether it's designated runs or the ability to improvise, as we've seen here. What's happened with Jacob Tucker, though, David, he's gotten himself into trouble with the 3 wide receiver splits to the field side. Doesn't like what he sees, and then he ends up scrambling to the boundary side where there's no passing options downfield for him. It's what got him in trouble on the turnover last time they were down here.
Threw an interception on 2nd and goal from the 5 the last time they were here. It is 3rd down and goal from the 4. Tucker throws. That one is caught, incomplete. They'll say touched the turf. So now it's 4th and goal from the 4 with 8 seconds, and here comes the field goal unit.
Take a look and see where this ball is. Attempted to be thrown, and that's a good call by the official there for Julius Jones. Ends up dropping that ball. John Pierre, number 14, who we've called his name an awful lot today, once again on the pass defense.
Kevin Hinkey, 14 of 17 on the year to attempt this 21-yard field goal. He is 4 of 5 from this distance this season, and he will split the uprights here. So North Alabama will get some points on the board before halftime. 4 seconds remain.
Well, as you mentioned, Dave, North Alabama has done an exceptional job of scoring, gaining momentum going into the locker room. Able to come away with 3 this time.
7 plays, 60 yards. Took less than a minute after an offense that really couldn't get out of their own way here in the second quarter. Got a pass interference, a 29-yard pass play, and then a lengthy run by quarterback Jacob Tucker that set him up at 1st and goal, but couldn't get it in. But they'll take the 3. The 2 preeminent programs in Division II football. Northwest Missouri State with 5 national titles. The most in Division II history, along with North Dakota State, of course, now playing Division I FCS football, where they had claimed 5 consecutive FCS titles until this year.
Yep.
North Alabama won 3 straight, 93, 94, and 95. And their first appearance back in the championship game in 21 seasons.
Well, it's just incredible the job that both of these staffs have done to build these rosters when you're recruiting at the Division II level. And we're going to get into that here in the second half about the challenges and how the scholarships work and the player evaluation. It's a whole different level of evaluating and projecting. And these coaches deserve a tremendous amount of credit for putting these types of players and developing these types of football teams. It doesn't happen overnight. Rarely do you get impact-type players at the Division II level.
Little pooch kick. They fielded at the 25-yard line by Jordan Grove, and that will do it for the first half. These teams will head to their respective locker rooms in a 7-3 football game in a snowstorm. A field covered in white. Northwest Missouri State will get the football to start the second half. The defending Division II national champs. Let's go down to Olivia.
Thanks, Dave. Coach, you have the best defense in the country, and they're proving why today. What have you liked from them, especially in those 2 trips to the red zone?
Well, I think their effort's been great. I think we're doing a really good job of making adjustments. They're doing some things that we haven't seen before. They're tackling well, and then just the bottom line, they're making plays on 3rd down when we need to.
Well, big stops by your defense, a blocked kick by special teams, but how can you be more efficient in the second half on offense?
We got to be better on offense. You know, one of the things we have to do, we talk about being the hunter all the time, not being the hunted, and we got to go in and get regrouped on offense, and we got to play better on offense. You know, our guys are taking care of the football. We got to trust them more, and we got to be more aggressive.
Any key adjustments there?
Go big or go home.
Love it, Coach. Thanks.
Thanks.
Go big or go home. Sums it up right here. It's for the trophy. Our halftime score, 7-3, Northwest Missouri State out in front. When we come back after the break, Chris Cotter, Joey Galloway, and Danny Cannell in the studio. It's the Division II National Championship game brought to you by Northwestern Mutual. Well, we knew it would be a miserable weather day. How miserable? Well, that's still to be determined. It is getting worse by the hour. The football, though, has been quite interesting. 7-3 Northwest Missouri State trying to defend their championship from a year ago against North Alabama. 7-3 our halftime score. Dave Neal, Tom Luganbill. Olivia Harlan still on the sidelines. At least we think she is. With this weather, we'll find out here in a matter of moments. Your thoughts on the first 30 minutes?
Kind of as expected. You know, both teams trying to weather the storm, for lack of a better phrase. I think these two teams are going to maybe have to come up with a way of scoring in an unconventional manner, because we haven't been able to see many sustained drives. What we have seen from both North Alabama and Northwest Missouri State is when they have balance, run to pass, they've moved the ball effectively. both of these teams, when they've relied on the pass too heavily, we've seen a lot of punts between these two teams. Clearly, Northwest Missouri State won the field position battle, and that is why they are leading here in the first half and coming in and out of, halftime. But you see the third down conversions. That's really been the struggle in terms of sustaining drives. 3 sacks from Northwest Missouri State, most of those courtesy of number 73, Cass Weidel, who had a monster first half. Big reason why Northwest Missouri State controlled the line of scrimmage and controlled field position in that first half. North Alabama, I was really impressed with their final drive. They had balance. Quarterback Jacob Tucker made good decisions, but now they've got to kick the ball off and play good defense, hope to get this ball back.
Northwest Missouri State will get the football to start the second half as the snow has picked up since we last left you about 20 minutes ago.
It's swirling.
A short kick taken by Jordan Grove. He's got some room, hurdles a man, breaks a tackle. He's got room. He's inside Lion territory and out of bounds. Around the 40-yard line, or so we think. You can't see any of the yard markers. That should be right around the 40-yard line of North Alabama. Actually, a flag, though, is back around the 38-yard line of Northwest Missouri State, so that return may be nullified.
10 yards. They're going to return 51 on the receiving team. 10-yard penalty. First down.
It's Andy Hessler, the linebacker, reserve linebacker. You see the hold and the takedown there on the left side of your screen, and that's a killer penalty. Instead of being in plus territory, you see it right there in front of you as you drag number 44 to the ground, Baron Miller.
So much like Northwest Missouri State finished the first half, they'll go with Randy Schmidt, the receiver / Wildcat quarterback now. They used him on their final drive that resulted in a touchdown where he led them on an 8-play drive. He now has carried it 5 times for 52 yards.
Really caused a lot of problems for North Alabama, just having to account for the quarterback being a designated runner on any given snap.
Fake the toss and will throw it. The former high school quarterback, actually as a freshman, was still in the quarterback rotation before they moved him out to wide receiver, looking for Jordan Grove.
When Jordan Grove was wide open as he leaked out of the backfield there. That's one that Schmidt, number 12 there, who's made the transition to receiver, fills in at quarterback. He's a good runner. He'd like to have that one back. That's what you get when you're not a full-time quarterback taking a lot of reps in the air.
From the 45-yard line, it's second down and 10. Schmidt. Boy, turns right into 2 North Alabama defenders. The first one there was Maurice Carnell. Picks up 4.
You know, these teams, Dave, are such good tackling teams. They both have depth. Both teams have good team speed on the defensive side. You wish that you could have seen this matchup with clean conditions and got a real appreciation for why these two teams are here. They've been so dominant to get here on their road through the playoffs, but just trying to weather this storm here and get what they can.
Now Zimmerman back in the game. Drops it off underneath to Jordan Bishop, and he'll have the first down. He's to the 42-yard line of North Alabama.
Just an underneath crossing route you're going to see to number 2 here, Bishop. Good throw from Kyle Zimmerman. Maurice Carnell, number 4, with a good tackle right after the catch.
First down and 10. Schmidt back in the game. Well, it looks like we're seeing a pattern develop here that we will see a lot of Randy Schmidt on running downs, and we'll see Zimmerman check back in on the passing downs.
And as predictable as that may sound, Dave, it almost makes it all the more difficult because now you feel like you're playing against two entirely different offensive approaches. And you're going to line up and face a lot of different things depending on who's under center.
2nd down and 8 from the 40. Bobbled football. It's on the turf and still loose, and North Alabama says they have it. And they do.
Well, what did we say, Dave? All through the first half, these two teams were playing with fire. We saw the ball on the ground. Both North Alabama and Northwest Missouri State. Finally, somebody loses one. This time it's the Bearcats. Fumble recovered by Roderick Rice, number 29 for North Alabama. And again, North Alabama scores to close out the second quarter. You see the ball on the ground there, and is able to get a stop here on defense and put themselves in a position to continue to have the momentum. Look at that. We've talked about it. See all the balls on the ground. Finally, one loss for the Bearcats.
North Alabama plus 14 in turnover margin this year. One of the reasons they're in this championship game. See if they can convert. From the 40-yard line. Jacob Tucker, your quarterback. The senior who has waited patiently for his turn to run this offense. Over the middle, high throw.
That's where he's gotten in trouble in the first half, making some ill-advised throws, one of those resulting in interception. That ball intended for number 13, Jacob Thomas, and Jack Young in good position from his defensive safety spot. But that play certainly, Dave, didn't start off the way you'd like it to with the low snap out of the shotgun under these conditions. Jacob Tucker having a hard time fielding the snap.
There's Weidel, the senior out of Carroll, Iowa. Another tackle behind the line. They'll lose a yard. That is the 9th of the game today for this Bearcat defense, and the 5th for Weidel.
Like 73. This time they're trying to option him, leave him unblocked. He plays both the back and the quarterback.
Third down and 11 from the 39. Tucker hit as he throws. Pass will be caught, but only for a couple of yards. So 4th down coming up. Harold Brantley, the transfer from Missouri, with the pressure.
Brantley, 97, doing an excellent job from his inside position and making sure Jacob Tucker feels one as he releases the football.
Boy, Brantley, young man, got into a devastating car wreck. Loose football, who's got it? Northwest Missouri State will come up with the football. It's Cameron Wilcox. And the Bearcats have excellent field position around the 35-yard line.
This ball looks like it struggled just to get off the ground, and it certainly did from your long snapper there. And then Cameron Wilcox quickly pounces on the football. Now that's just a mishap between the long snapper and getting the ball up back to the punter. And we talked coming into this matchup, coming out of halftime. See Adam Dorrell, the head coach there at Northwest Missouri State. He loves it. They've been so successful here in the kicking game, but score and find ways and unconventional patterns to get the ball and get in scoring position. There's one right there.
There's the handoff to Jordan Grove, working the right side. He'll pick up 3.
Third player, Dave, we've seen line up, at least in the shotgun at quarterback, out of the Wildcat now between Zimmerman, Schmidt, number 16 and number 12 respectively, and then 32 there in the backfield as well in Jordan Grove.
And now Randy Schmidt is back in, and he'll line up in that Wildcat formation. And trying to throw it here, but will tuck it and run. He will get it to the 30-yard line, give him 3, so that'll set up a 3rd down and 5. Roderick Rice, Roderick Rice with the tackle.
You know, Dave, I understand the intent to try and keep North Alabama honest on defense with some pass attempts with number 12. Randy Schmidt's in the ball game, but I would move the launch point with him. I would get him out on the perimeter, make him a run pass threat. If the throw's not there, give him a chance to run.
Zimmerman back in on 3rd and 5. He will throw underneath behind his intended receiver, tight end Clayton Wilson, and that'll bring up a 4th down and 5. Let's see what Coach Doral wants to do here. He may decide to go for this, kind of in that no man's land. And he is going to keep his offense on the field.
I like this call. He has been in control of the entire game on defense. North Alabama's been pinned back in their own field position. Poor weather conditions, of course, that's obvious. But let's see if you can make a play here and then rely on your defense.
They're 8 of 11 this year on 4th downs. Zimmerman will swing it out, and it's dropped. Jordan Grove would have had a tough time even if he caught the football. Well played by North Alabama, and they'll have the football with 9:32 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Pressure by Edric Harris right there, forcing an ill-advised throw and a drop. Not enough to get the 1st down. Fresh set of downs, North Alabama.
Locker room. Olivia Harlan had a chance to catch up with North Alabama head coach Bobby Wallace. Here's what he had to say.
Coach, both teams having trouble completing passes, but I know you wanted to keep that aspect of your offense. What'll give you the best chance to be most efficient on offense?
Well, we just got to keep trying to. We can't run right at this team. They're too strong, too big, and we've got to fight. Maybe get Jacob on the corner, maybe let him run a little bit more, drop back and run. But the bottom line is we can't just run right at them and have much success. So we got to keep trying to do what we do. You got to live with what it is. All right, thank you.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Yeah. Translation, we don't have many answers. Right. This is a group that just outmans us up front, and it gets you off schedule and gets you out of sync and stuff to come up with some ways of moving the football.
That pass right through the hands of Julius Jones. Saw the weather pop up there a second ago. The wind chill has dipped to -6, and it's just going down and down and down, and the snow has increased dramatically here in the last 30 minutes.
You know, Jacob Tucker, the quarterback for North Alabama, with the snow, with the conditions, he has not been helped out by his targets. He's had a lot of dropped balls outside of the 1st quarter when some guys made some plays. Not many plays being made through the air.
Wide open across the middle is Julius Jones, and he helps out his quarterback, Anthony Lane, drags him down. But the Lions in Bearcat territory now around the 40-yard line after a 30-yard pickup.
Got a little top receiver here. He's going to come and he's going to cross, and then you're going to come out here, a little scissor action. Number 5, Julius Jones, is going to come right up the middle of the seam. And the safety for Northwest Missouri State, he's late from the bottom weak hash to get to the middle of the field. Good job right there offensively from North Alabama.
Tucker lost the football. And North Alabama turns it over again. Tucker trying to make a play, lost the football, and the Bearcats will have it.
We're going to see Volstead here, 43, one of our impact players. And he is the heart and soul of this defense. Watch him pursue this and then pressure Jacob Tucker. Gets him corralled as he's trying to get rid of the football. That's where that cold, hard, dry ball comes into play. It can be as slick as if it was pouring down rain out there. And an excellent play, good pursuit by the defense of Northwest Missouri State. Now they find themselves with good field position on offense.
Here's that inside shovel pass, and that one is read well. Jordan Grove just got lit up by Sheldon Lewis. You talked about turnovers being a part of this one, and it was going to happen sooner or later. And they're starting to mount. And who's going to have that costly turnover that's going to decide this game?
And really up until this quarter, Dave, the two teams have been playing with fire but got away with it. We saw the ball on the ground in the kicking game, certainly on offense, and now it's starting to take its toll.
Schmidt throwing back near side, and it's incomplete. Looking for Wilcox.
And Schmidt's got to give Wilcox a catchable ball. You take a look at this whole entire area. This receiver is going to clear out here, and now you're going to have all this coming here, and you're in great shape. Just throw him a catchable football. You've got the cavalcade in front of you, the convoy. You might be off to the races. Again, backup quarterback, plays in your two deep as a receiver. This isn't his strength.
So now it's 3rd down and 9. And Zimmerman back in the game. He will throw. He zips it. And is that catch made by Schmidt?
Right where he belongs.
So he goes from quarterback to receiver, and you see the skill set, and that'll be a 1st down for Northwest Missouri State. What a grab.
What an exceptional effort right there. You see this ball where it's thrown, and then he gets his foot down inbounds over Phil Marshall, who is the best cover corner for North Alabama. And, well, we've seen some drops today, but then our fair share of exceptional plays by some receivers as well.
Here's Schmidt. He keeps it. Boy, that is one great grab by Randy Schmidt.
Look at that. Wow.
2nd down and 6 now from the 21-yard line. Trying to keep you honest on where this football is because you can't tell anything anymore. That one goes off tackle to Phil Jackson, the 2nd. Sheldon Lewis with his 5th stop.
You hear the check there by Kyle Zimmerman, Ohio. So you're going to be your zone plays to the right. You got to go down the Mississippi. Anything state, you got to know some geography in this offense now, Dave. Any states on the left, cities on the left, you're going to get your zone runs to the left. States and cities on the right, your zone runs to the right. Keep it simple.
So 3rd down and 6. Zimmerman at quarterback now. He will tuck it. Get a block, cuts it back. He's to the 5, hurdles down to the 2. It'll be 1st and goal, Bearcats.
And number 16 can thank who? Number 12, Randy Schmidt, for a block on Phil Marshall, number 1. Don't see it in your screen right there, but it allowed Zimmerman to cut back inside and get that extra yardage to get inside the 2-yard line there.
1st and goal from the 2. Zimmerman in shotgun. They'll line up in the pistol formation. Hand it off left side. Jackson. Touchdown.
Good ball security there by Jackson. Secures the handoff. Cups the point of that ball. Holds it tight to the rib cage. You don't want to have any risk down there in the red area.
Seven plays, 40 yards after that turnover. So Mathisen with the point after. But the catch right here on 3rd down kept the drive alive. Did the nice run by Zimmerman. Flips it down to the 2. And then Jackson takes it in from there. Last year had almost 17,000 in attendance for this Division II National Championship game, and certainly the conditions have not afforded us that type of crowd today. Matter of fact, 3 busloads of students that were supposed to come from Florence, Alabama, never departed because of the bad weather, and some folks from Florence that left a little bit earlier got stuck in traffic for about 4 hours due to some icy conditions. They finally made it here. The bands were told not to come just because conditions didn't warrant them being here, and but those that have made it have seen quite the interesting afternoon of football. Jamal Jackson out to the 20 and thrown back. Let's go down to Olivia.
Well, guys, both teams were allotted the normal 12 footballs, but they're only keeping 6 outside at a time. Field crews doing a great job keeping them covered, keeping them dry. They sure have their hands full out here today. But interesting, the NCAA gave both teams the option to turn in more footballs for inspection, but they had to do so before halftime. Well, Northwest Missouri State did do so, bringing in 8 fresh footballs to this half.
All right. How about you? Did you bring in some fresh gear, Olivia, at halftime? You get some new coats, new socks, new gloves?
Dave, I did not. I'm working with the same uniform here. It's not my alternate.
You're just cutting it out. I like it. Tucker over the middle, a little bit behind his intended target, Jacob Thomas. And he was there. If the ball's out in front, I believe.
Yeah, that's just a matter of accuracy. He's got what he wants here. He just doesn't throw the football a foot in front of the numbers. The intended target, 13, Jacob Thomas. And safety, number 6, Kevin Berg, out of position there. That could have been a huge play for the Lions offensively.
Second down and 10. Here's Tucker. Looks like a little miscommunication there.
Yeah, Julius Jones, number 5, was stock blocking downfield, not aware that his quarterback was attempting to throw the football as him being the intended target.
So now third down and 10. Tucker today, 10 out of 28, 148. He was averaging or completing passes to the tune of 61% for the season. Had thrown for over 2,600 yards. Volstead comes up the middle linebacker and makes the play. Weidel comes in to finish it off. Volstead now with 9 tackles, a sack, a forced fumble, and a tackle behind the line.
And his pursuit, Dave, is awesome. I mean, this guy just flies to the football. Great defensive presence on a great defensive football team.
Almost got another one. That ball will be down to around the 38-yard line, a 35-yard punt. 5:11 to go in the third quarter. Division II National Championship, Northwest Missouri State out in front. To have our cameras and a microphone in the locker room of Northwest Missouri State, and we had a chance to listen in to what Adam Dorrell said to his club during intermission. Here's what he said.
But the number one thing that we need to do, especially on offense, we're not playing guns up right now. We have to play with more emotion, more energy, and have fun. We're sitting around like, oh man, this bad might happen to us if I do that. Stop acting like that. Play Bearcat football. Play guns up. Let's go get another score immediately. That's going to put a lot of pressure on these guys. And let's get the crowd up. Let's go.
You know, one of the things he said to Olivia right before he went into the halftime, he says, it's time to go big or go home.
Right. There's no question about it.
Well, they will do a little toss sweep here, and there is a big hit. That's a toss sweep to Cameron Wilcox as he's hit by Edric Harris, their middle linebacker, the 230-pound senior out of Cortland, Alabama.
Well, you're going to see number 30 right here and watch him pursue to the football and lay the wood on Wilcox right here. Good pursuit angle. Wow. That's a tackling clinic right there.
2nd down and 6 now. Little tap pass underneath. Shane Williams. He's close to the 1st down line.
If you're Northwest Missouri State on offense as a football team right now, it is imperative that every drive end in a kick. Play field position. Don't play not to lose. But understand that you are in total control of the length of the football field given the score in these weather conditions.
3rd down and short. Go to the right side with Phil Jackson. Let's see where they spot it. It's going to be very close. Only needed about a yard, maybe less than that. E.J. Parnell and Freddie Reed. It's going to be 4th down. Didn't get it.
Awfully close spot. And even Adam Dorrell's looking down there going, wait a minute. I don't disagree with him here, Dave. And from our vantage point, we're right above the football right here. That ball looks like a 1st down. See this again. I see where the ball carrier went down, but where that ball is spotted.
What forces the punt? They had 2 chances to get it. Only about a yard or so. And scooped up by Marshall. A dangerous play. Tonight, after a full day of bowl games, it's Sports Center at night. We'll have all the highlights from those bowl games as well as the Dolphins-Jets when it goes final, the NBA, NHL, college hoops, NFL news, and everything else from your busy Saturday. Sports Center at night after Southern Miss, Louisiana Lafayette on ESPN, also streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. From the 11-yard line, just over 3 minutes to play. 3rd quarter. Dave Neal, Tom Luganbill. Olivia Harlan down the sidelines.
In this balmy weather.
Very Florida-like. Here's Tucker.
Head coach Bobby Wallace told Olivia coming right out of half that right there is what they needed to do more of. Move the launch point for the quarterback in the passing game. Use him more as a designated runner. He came into this game over 900 yards rushing, the leading rusher on this football team. You see some productivity there on the early down.
Northwest Missouri's defense allows 71 yards rushing a game. Dre Hall makes the catch but went nowhere.
For 6, Kevin Berg immediately on the stop from his safety position. He's played a really good game here for this defense now. This front 7 for those boys in green, they allow that secondary for the Bearcats to have some luxuries and roam the field because they know they're going to get great pass rush.
Tucker buying all the time he can, and it's incomplete. Trying to hit Hagen Scott. Anthony Lane on the coverage. Best protection he's had all afternoon.
It was. He was able to keep his eyes downfield even though he was under duress a little bit. Again, just when Jacob Tucker has missed today, it's been as a result of being behind the target.
Third down and 9 from the 25. Tucker hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. And another stop for this Bearcat defense, the best in the country.
Cass Weidel right here. Now he's in a stand-up position. put you in a real bind as an offensive tackle. Jump sets him on the inside, gives up the outside, flushes Tucker there, forces him to throw the ball away late. 73's been a nightmare, Dave, for this UNA offense to contend with.
Got a piece of that football. That'll be the 14th block kick. And that time it was Schmidt that got a hand on it. Ends up being a 37-yard punt.
I still love this aggressiveness, and we saw this and we talked about it a little bit in the first half. Given the field position, the conditions, you're in control of the game if you're Northwest Missouri State. That time you just get a chip of it. But a couple of times, if they got a hold of the football, North Alabama would be in real trouble.
So Schmidt will keep it on the fake toss. He'll pick up 3 the hard way. Hendrick Harris with the tackle.
So you mentioned in our last break, Dave, that this game changed when Randy Schmidt, who's actually coming off the field here holding his right shoulder a little bit, when he came into the game and they added the element of the quarterback run and the Wildcat, this game changed.
Yeah.
Forced UNA to have to defend 2 different offenses.
You know, I was watching Schmidt, by the way. I think that he got hurt on that block punt a moment ago. Boy, dangerous pass by Zimmerman.
That was a dangerous pass. There's no question. If Bud Coleman, 23, sees that ball out in the flat, he might be taking off and running the other way with it.
Zimmerman, 11 of 22, 76 yards. 3rd down and 7 from the 41. Over the middle, there's Schmidt. He'll have the 1st down. This guy is about as shifty as they come.
He's something else. Quarterback, slot, outside receiver, need to make a one-handed grab or a zone read wildcat run. A great block that sprung his quarterback for a run that got him inside the 2. Young man number 12 is doing it all.
That'll be the end of the 3rd quarter. Only 1 touchdown in that 15-minute period. It belonged to Northwest Missouri State. They are 15 minutes away from another national championship. Can they hold on? Stay with us and find out. You're watching the Division II national title game presented by Northwestern Mutual. We are in Kansas City, where it has just been a horrific weather day for this national title game, but Northwest Missouri State trying to win back-to-back titles, and if they're able to put it together, it would become their 6th national championship and put them in a stratosphere all by themselves. 1st down and 10. Zimmerman just throws it away. Good defense there by North Alabama. Right now they are tied with North Dakota State, who before they jumped up to the FCS level, won 5 of these. Their last, of course, in 1990. Grand Valley State with 4, Valdosta State, North Alabama with 3 apiece. Boy, some hard running from Jackson. Stays on his feet and finally forced out of bounds. He'll pick up 4 tough yards. Kyle Jackson finally just pushes him out of bounds.
Coach Adam Dorrell saying, stay in bounds. Keep this thing rolling along.
Adam Dorr also trying to enter some elite category as well. He has 2 national championships. If he can hold on here, it'd be his 3rd. And he would join his athletic director, Mel Churchma, along with Bobby Wallace, as he only coaches with 3 to their names. Oh, another great catch by North Dakota State. This one goes to Jordan Grove. He picks up 5, but it will be 4th down.
So all this guy does is catch everything thrown at him from a variety of positions. Really great focus there along the sideline. It will be 4th down, 4th and short. But this is where you do punt, because now you've got an opportunity to really pin back UNA, where here in the 4th quarter that field position is going to be critical for you.
So from the 40-yard line, 4th and 1, they'll punt it away, and it will go into the end zone, out to the 20-yard line, and we'll step aside with 13:22 to play in this one. North Alabama's got to find some offense. Back in Kansas City, where Northwest Missouri State leading 14-3. Of course, Division II football. Everything's a little different. Division II from the FCS to the FBS, and luckily we have a guy that can help break it down for us here, ESPN's National Recruiting Director, Tom Luganbill. Break it down for us and what they kind of fight here at the Division II level.
Well, considering those 36 full grant and aid, those are divided amongst the whole roster, and they call them equivalencies. You see a drop there by Dre Hall, but they call them equivalencies, which means you have up to the equivalent of what 36 scholarships would be. So you obviously have way more players in that, so you've got to divide them amongst your roster. So you may have somebody who you think is an exceptional player, they get a full scholarship. You may have other players that divide books and meals or housing and books, things of that way, and it's very difficult to try and figure out where are you going to place a premium on where your scholarship dollars should go.
Dump it off underneath. That one goes to Ryan Harper.
Just like any other level of football, coaches are going to place a premium on quarterback, defensive front people, offensive tackle, and probably corners. So they're going to get most of the money in regards to how you're going to split those equivalencies up to reach the 36 number.
It's like baseball with 11.7 scholarships.
Exactly what it is, yep.
3rd down and 9. From the 21-yard line. Over the middle, and a big hit, incomplete. Hagan Scott pops up and will head to the sideline. It's 4th down. But Jack Young just levels Scott.
And throws it up high. Scott should have caught this football. You're going to get hit anyway. Jack Young, number 5, lays him in, leads with the shoulder there. And a big pop on a ball that should have been caught.
Boy, it is just catch and kick now. Just get rid of the football any way possible. A short kick. You can't even see the lines anymore. We're guessing that's about a 33-yard punt. 14-3, 12-23 to go.
Division II Football Championship is presented by Northwestern Mutual. Northwestern Mutual. We help you live life differently.
Some of the national championships through the years for these two clubs. They have won more playoff games than any two teams in Division II football history. 5 national titles for Northwest Missouri State. 3 national titles for North Alabama. You see what's at stake. It'll be the 3rd one in the last 4 years for the Bearcats, and the first one since '95 for North Alabama. 3rd meeting between these two clubs. Prior 2 meetings have been in semifinals. The last time they met was back in 2008. Zimmerman will throw it out of bounds. That'll be incomplete. Surprised they're not just trying to...
Yeah, what's the need to throw the football here right now? You've got plus territory, or you're close to it if we could see the lines on the field.
We're just kind of eyeballing things now.
Yeah, you're just, kind of winging it. And you keep the ball between the areas of the field that the fine folks here in the operations have shoveled off. And again, make sure every drive ends in a kick.
We're thinking it's around the 46. Here goes Wilcox off the left side, and he'll lose a yard. Kyle Jackson, who's played a nice game from a safety spot. So make it 3rd down and 10 now. You know, we talk about this Northwest Missouri State defense, but got to give a lot of credit to North Alabama's defense this year. They have come in as the 2nd best defense in Division II. They yield just 13 points a game. And they've held this offense, which...
Timeout, Northwest Missouri. First charge timeout of the half.
Northwest Missouri scores over 46 points a game. And they, of course, elements have had a lot to do with it today, but 14 on the board. North Alabama's done a pretty good job today. Hey, we've got more college football. One more coming your way tonight on ESPN. It's at 9 Eastern with quarterback Nick Mullins as he leads Southern Miss against Louisiana Lafayette in the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. You can also see that on the ESPN app and on Watch ESPN. Something tells me it won't look like this.
Mark Hudspeth, right?
Yes.
Louisiana Lafayette.
Who?
He was the former head coach here at North Alabama. In fact, after Bobby Wallace left to take the Temple job, Lions took a slight dip, and then Hudspeth comes in and really starts cranking out some wins and getting this program back and reestablished.
Hey, the wind chill's only -6. I thought it was going to be like -10 by now.
No, it's -6 in the booth. It's -10 on the field.
I guess when you
right, Olivia?
Right. When you hit a certain point, it doesn't really matter anymore, does it? Trying to run for it on 3rd down and about 10. They'll go with Jackson as he picks up 9. So now it's 4th down and a couple. See what they want to do here. They punted the last time they were in this situation, punted it into the end zone. And looks like they're going to punt it again.
They got to try and directional kick right here and not allow this ball to go into the end zone. I'd punt to the right corner. There's the return man right now for North Alabama. Phil Marshall's on the top hash mark. Punt away from him, get it out of bounds.
Oh, bad snap. North Alabama not able to block it. It's fielded back there by Marshall, and North Alabama had 3 players around the football and couldn't get a piece of it.
Boy, is that disappointing if you are North Alabama. The ball goes on the ground here as the punter. This happened to North Alabama in the first quarter, and there's 3 white jerseys within 1.5 yards of that punter, and they are not able to get that block.
Jamal Jackson didn't even go for the foot. Well, that could have been a game changer.
No question.
Instead, North Alabama has it back at the 10-yard line, 1st down and 10.
Could have been a potential block, scoop, and score.
Tucker, 12 of 34. Handoff goes to Beasley. Boy, there's just not much room at all to run the football against this defense of Northwest Missouri State that gives up just over 70 yards a game on the ground.
And it's easy to get a bit tight when you're backed up and you're concerned that you're going to give up a negative play, and the field position changes your line of thinking here. And that's been one area that Northwest Missouri State has dominated during the entire affair here this afternoon.
From the 9, Tucker looking to throw. Pass is caught by Dre Hall out of bounds. Just short of the 20, about 1 yard shy of the 1st down.
It's a really well thrown ball on the out route from Jacob Tucker, who's had his fair share of dropped balls. He's had some miscues as well in terms of accuracy, but right there on the money to put him in a manageable third down opportunity here.
Tucker trying to run for it off the right side. He'll have the first down out to the 25-yard line.
I like that call, Dave. You go behind your leading rusher, who happens to be your quarterback. Got a full house of blockers behind him, and trust your offensive line. Press set it out.
Little play action. Volstead misses the tackle, and Tucker will get out of bounds after about 2 yards.
Take a look at the back end here for Northwest Missouri State. They bracket number 10, Drew Hall, out of the slot. Now, there's nowhere to go with the football. It's a smart, heady play by Jacob Tucker, but again, both of these teams so sound on defense. Top 2 scoring defenses in Division II and tremendous secondary play.
Tucker throws back across the middle. Pass is caught, and that'll be a first down. Julius Jones with a second effort scoots across the line to make, picks up 12.
Jared Bishop, number 4 there, but Julius Jones just does a nice job converting.
Tucker looking for Hall. Boy, a lot of accumulation down that end where Hall just tried to catch that pass. I mean, there is a ton of snow down there.
Not a lot of footprints on that side of the field. Tell you, number 6, Kevin Berg for the secondary of the Bearcats, playing from his safety spot, has been matched up one-on-one an awful lot with Hall. And he's performed well here today.
Tucker. Boy, you can see that ball just kind of slip out of his hand. Not much spin on that ball at all. And it goes back to what you were talking about earlier in the game, how slick this football can get in these conditions.
No question about it. And by the time you've licked your fingers, you're trying to get a good grasp on the ball. It's dry, it's cold, the ball is hard as a rock, and it can just get away from you. And he had an open receiver that would have been good for the first down.
So now it's 3rd and 10 from the 36. Tucker 14 of 38, 172 yards. Again, just kind of that.
It's not a lot of ball
duck.
control. Yeah, just not a lot of ball control. It's not coming out of Jacob Tucker's hand clean there. You see the quarterback, number 16. He's talking to Ryan Applin, former Arkansas State quarterback, now the receivers coach at North Alabama, was a GA at Auburn the last couple of years. He just can't control the ball right now. It's windy, but more than anything, it's hard, it's dry, and it's tough to grip.
Our 20th punt.
But not many of these, not many penalties throughout the day.
Offense, 28, false start. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Oh, high snap, sails over the head. And that'll be a safety. Millender just kicked it out of bounds. And that'll be a safety. We have seen miscues on special teams all day, but that was perhaps the biggest.
We've seen miscues. This one was catastrophic. Will Lovelace, the long snapper, number 15, shoots this ball over the head of the punter, resulting in a safety and maybe taking the air out of the UNA balloon. Northwest Missouri State sideline loving it up 16-3. Yeah.
Back in Kansas City, where I'd like to thank Bill Self and the Jayhawks team bus. They were blocking their street for us today.
That's right, they did. Wasn't that nice of them?
Yeah, it was nice of them. We couldn't get out of our hotel today. Look at that snow. Unbelievable what we have witnessed here today at Children's Mercy Park. We knew it was coming.
Oh, yeah.
We expected it, but I just...
I knew it was coming the moment I got assigned to the game.
Thanks for telling me.
Yeah, well, told Olivia.
Short kick taken by Grove. Grove still running. Nice return. Well, Randy Schmidt really has changed this game. When he decided, or when Adam Dorrell decided to put Randy Schmidt in at Wildcat quarterback, things kind of turned for this Bearcat offense.
Well, it certainly has. He's been so effective. You got to account for him. You still got to respect the pass because he was a former high school quarterback. He plays some quarterback, goes out wide, catches some balls. You see that terrific one-handed grab. Made a terrific block for Kyle Zimmerman, the other quarterback, to set him up for a touchdown as well.
And here is Randy Schmidt off the left side. Has the first down and a whole lot more. He is out of bounds around the 22-yard line. Give him 19 yards. Maurice Cardell runs him out of bounds.
See a little pop off of the fake to the toss, and then coming out weak side to the top of the screen. Really well executed. And you can see the speed. You see the numbers today. Nothing spectacular through the air. Missed some throws. Really good on the ground. You see the blocked punt. 2 receptions through the air. Is a jack of all trades for this offense.
New season high rushing to football. He'll keep it here.
And you know, this all manifested itself a week ago when Kyle Zimmerman gets injured for Northwest Missouri State, and now all of a sudden you're a program that has literally run roughshod through every playoff round up until last week, and now you've got to dig deep as a football team and find a way to win. So all of this was on film for Bobby Wallace and North Alabama to have to prepare for, which was a good thing, but preparing for it and defending it can be 2 different things.
Zimmerman back in now at quarterback. He'll hand it off to Jackson. Second down and 4. He'll get a couple of yards. You know, this offense has scored at least 35 points in 13 of 14 games and scored 50-plus points in 4 games this year. I mean, they have been explosive.
Explosive, dominant, and then you add in that defensive element, and it is so difficult to get into a scoring race with this football team.
3rd down and 2 from the 13. Zimmerman drops it off underneath. That'll be a touchdown for the Bearcats. Shane Williams.
Little misdirection, move the launch point. Shane Williams, who's really been effective and reliable today for this offense. Kyle Zimmerman just dumps it off for the easy throw. Let your target do the rest. 6 receivers for this team, Dave, came into this matchup with double-digit plus receptions on the air.
So Shane Williams with the touchdown reception as Bearcats will try to go for 2. And that one we batted away. Kyle Jackson knocks it away. But Zimmerman with the touchdown pass, his 37th of the year. Bearcats try to close this one out, looking for national championship number 6. Well, here Adam Dorrell trying to close out the final 6-12 and win back-to-back national championships in 3 of the last 4. Bearcats up 22-3 over the Lions. The other aspect of this is they're trying to push their winning streak to 30 games. The Division II record is 40.
Well, it doesn't get easier, it gets harder, because now the pressure begins to mount. And it's one thing this program has done, both of these programs for that matter have done, is they've learned how to deal with success.
Here's Jackson. He slips in the snow. Northwest Missouri State's titles by year. 1998 is when this dynasty began, and they had a nice run of it. 1999 was number 2. Then they had a drought in 2009. That was the last one for Churchma, and then 2015, Coach Dorrell and company picked up number 5, and now they're looking for number 6. And there is,
guess who?
Tucker getting dropped by Cass Weidel, who has had one heck of a game.
Wow.
Let's go down to Olivia.
Well, guys, it's so natural to expect a national championship a year after you do. You want that again because you still have a lot of that same team. But Coach Dorrell met with the seniors back in January and said, we need to take pressure off you guys. And he says they review it every month. He really stresses that their legacy is not if they win this game today, finishing off this great season, but the type of people they are, and they stress that every practice.
You know, Olivia, one of the things that Coach Dorrell says is, you know, I want these guys, when they come out of the classroom, when they come out of their science class, English class, I want them to walk out of that door, and I want them to feel like they're going to recess when they come to the football building.
Because football's supposed to be fun, you know. And listen, one of the, in my opinion, most important and valued traits of a football player is how much does he love the game. And keep in mind, these teams at the Division II level, they're not getting all the bells and whistles, and they're not all on full scholarship. These kids love the game.
Pass caught by Hagen Scott. How about this senior class? 54-2 over the last 4 years.
You see that record, Dave, and then you look at what happened to them last week. They faced some adversity. They had several injuries. Guys left the game, didn't come back. And as a coach, you sit there and you ask yourself, well, what are we going to do? Because we haven't been in many situations like this. I don't know how my team is going to respond. I think that was what was such a pleasant surprise for Coach Dorrell, because his team did respond and hadn't been there before.
Up top. I can't believe there wasn't a flag on that. It looked like there was a hold on Jacob Thomas.
Certainly did.
Off his fingertips. But on 4th down, that'll give it right back to Northwest Missouri State. Actually, a very well thrown ball in from the officials. Back judges
vantage point, you can't see the hand on the back collar of the intended target there, Thomas.
So the Bearcats with 4:17 from the 35-yard line. Just kind of eyeballing it. We think it's around the 35. Here's Jackson. He'll take it down around the 20 as the ball's fumbled out of bounds. ESPN's coverage continues with the FCS Championship on January 7th. For more information, be sure to go to ncaa.com, the official online home for all 90 championships. And there is the trophy that will be handed out at the end of this one.
Trophy needs an umbrella.
Yes. Can't say enough about what North Alabama has done under Bobby Wallace to get this program back to this championship game. It has been a long journey for Coach Wallace. 28 years as a head coach. Started over there at North Alabama. Spent some time at Temple. Found his way back to North Alabama and has got him here to the promised land again.
Such a well-respected man and coach, and how he's treated his players and players that have graduated, the football teams that he's put together, and his staff. You know, you're dealing with full-time coaches, part-time coaches. In many instances, you got to teach class. It's a lot more to being a football coach at the lower division levels than you might think.
You know, this North Alabama team also in 2018 going to make the jump up to Division I football in the FCS level. They will play in the Big South Conference in football, but in the Atlantic Sun for their other sports, which changes dramatically, you know, how you run a program.
Absolutely. It changes your evaluation efforts. Now all of a sudden, facilities need to start getting enhanced. You need to start getting donations, endowments, and everything changes when you go up a level. And I think the important thing to note for a program like this, they're an established winner. They have a brand at this level, and that they're going into a conference where they can compete right away.
Randy Schmidt. And now you have to also find, you got 63 scholarships now.
Yeah.
To dole out.
And you are smack dab in one of the most talent-rich regions in all of the country, especially in state. So you're in a really good spot from a recruiting standpoint.
But the story today is Northwest Missouri State. And this dynasty will hoist another trophy. Little tap pass underneath. That one goes to Shane Williams. Our Week 15 Monday Night Football matchup has Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers taking on Kirk Cousins and the Washington Redskins at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. 8:15 Eastern Time on ESPN. Our coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown, served by Applebee's at 6. Also streaming live on Watch ESPN.
This polar vortex coming through and swooping down over to the eastern seaboard. We could see some a little of this action.
Good for them. Good for them. Get them a little taste of this.
Come get you some, right, Dave?
That's right. Here goes Jackson off the left side. Touchdown. Northwest Missouri State from 10 yards out. The second touchdown today for Phil Jackson II, whose brother Justin will be running the football for Northwestern in the Pinstripe Bowl.
What a way to finish a drive behind an offensive line that dug deep. A big power back that keeps it between the tackles. Good exclamation point on what's been a battle of attrition here today. Big number 64 rolling around, kicking out, leading up behind number 82 there, your tight ends. And another title coming to Northwest Missouri State. I don't care what level you're at, to what it takes to win 1 game, 4 games, 10 games, 14 games. Take something special.
Well, Mel Tjeerdsma and Bobby Wallace each have 3 national titles, the most in Division II, and now you can add Adam Dorrell's name to that list as well. Elite company right there. And the streak will hit 30 in a row for the Bearcats.
No, I think oftentimes when you consider the jobs that these coaches have done at the Division II level, and you understand the restrictions or maybe the lack of resources and all the bells and whistles and things of that nature that they don't have at their disposal, yet they put together a quality product, a team unit, they have a blueprint for success. And then you start looking at maybe some of those group of 5 jobs that come open, those higher end FCS level jobs. You know, why do you not go and look at an individual like this that can do it under these types of circumstances? Obviously, the proof's in the pudding that they have a ready-made plan.
Marshall on the return. Hey, fans, be sure to tune in to ESPN3 for the Division II Championship postgame trophy ceremony immediately following this game. Can't tell if those are tears of joy or tears because it's so cold.
Oh, they're tears of joy, I can assure you. The only, yeah, those are the same tears Olivia has right now because the clock's running down too.
Tears of joy for both.
Yeah.
Well, you know what a grind it is, though. When you think about how these guys, as you mentioned, it's not the same as the facility-wise, the
resources, the support.
Right. These guys do it because they want to do it. Because just for the pure joy of playing the game. And this is as you said to me earlier, I mean, this is a hard game. You've got to really want to do this.
Yep. I don't care what anybody says about the player evaluation process. You can watch the tape, you can scrutinize, you can see great speed, and I'm talking about at the Power 5 level. The hardest thing to evaluate is how much does a guy really truly love the game. Does a guy have a passion for the game? And that applies to all levels.
Loose football. Stephen Evans. Here's a guy who has a passion for it as well for North Alabama as the clock winds down. And you can put this one in the books, folks. Northwest Missouri State is going to capture another national title, and they are all alone. Their 6th title, the most in Division II history, as they win this one 29-3 over North Alabama.
What an impressive performance. And again, folks, to give you a real sense of how dominant this program has been, they blew out everybody in their path throughout the playoffs and beat the best of the other D2 teams to get to this point.
What a day for Northwest Missouri State. They win it 29-3 over North Alabama. And they capture their 3rd title in the last 4 years, then 6th overall. So for Tom Luganville and Olivia Harlan, I'm Dave Neal saying so long. We'll send you now across the river to see Davidson in Kansas.